The pandemic has really impacted the employment market. Of course, employment rate continues to drop. We're seeing a bit of a recovery, but one critical area where there's still a shortage, cybersecurity. And joining us this morning on the program is a cybersecurity analyst and CEO of a company that handles data management with over 900 data specialists in 25 offices around the world. We say good morning to Kevin Campbell. Kevin, thank you for joining me in Memphis. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, and thanks for having me.
So I got to ask you this. If the average salary for cybersecurity jobs in the U.S. is almost $113,000, why aren't all those jobs filled? That's better than radio money.
Yeah, I was talking to your producer about that this morning. It's a profession that's just recently really got focused, and it takes a fair amount of training in order to be able to do it, and it's quite technical, so not everybody is up for it.
Sure. I would guess on a job like that too, while that pay may be fantastic, it's not a 9-to-5 job.
Not at all, and especially if there's an incident, you could find yourself working the next 24 or 48 hours in order to address it. So it is a challenging career, rewarding career. I think we'll see a lot more people starting to study it.
Hey, Kevin, and looking at the last 6 months, I've been chatting with the head of our Better Business Bureau here, and it seems like with every crisis that comes up, regardless whether it's health-related or natural disaster, scammers are always ready to jump in with some sort of new scam tied into current events. And has that been the case with cyber attacks? Have we seen that happening during this pandemic?
Yes. Cyber hacks in general have been on the rise, but we're now up to the FBI estimates over 4,000 a day.
Wow.
I think one of the things that we should note is that, for the bad guys, right, in certain countries and in certain companies, the bad guys are they're hiring the best and brightest out of the best colleges, and rather than having them go into business or science, they're having them going into hacking. So they're paying quite well too, so we need to keep up.
Oh, goodness. Great. Wow. I'm wondering how they hire them. Do they have those little, like at the university center, do they have those little things where you tear off a slip with a phone number? I mean, I'm guessing you can't, unless they have like a front company on LinkedIn. It's kind of interesting to figure out how the criminals are getting the best and the brightest.
Yeah, a lot of it, based on what I know, is word of mouth.
Okay.
Right? And they're talking to friends, and it's the way a lot of people recruit. They find out about jobs from their friends, and they pass it on to somebody else. So there's a lot of networking among the college grads for those people to get there. But this whole area of data security is an area that's getting increasing attention. And as we're saying, the bad guys, keep getting craftier and more complicated. So we got to work twice as hard, to protect, our individual data and to our company's data.
Is it fair to say that the bad guys only have to be right once, and you've got to be right every time?
Yes, and that's the challenge. All they need is one open door to slip in, and then they're patient. I think that's the other thing that people don't realize is once they get in, they don't necessarily try to do something right away. They'll try to lay dormant and do nothing for a couple of weeks. So it's like they're in your house, which is a scary image, but they're just quiet, and they're waiting to see if they get detected. And then they'll start doing things with the data that you had.
Oh, wow. For our listeners out there that are typically the end users, what's one thing they could do today that would maybe enhance whatever security that they may or may not have as of right now?
Well, can I give you two? One is
Sure.
Change your password and make it a complex password, because that's the best thing. And second is, use two-factor authentication. All the email services have it. The banks have it. And that's, that means that you have to enter a second number. They'll send a text to your mobile phone. But that way it's a double check that it's actually you. So two-factor authentication and complex passwords are the best things that we have.
Okay, terrific. Kevin Campbell, thank you so much for joining us here in Memphis. Terrific advice. It's interesting to kind of peel behind and look at what's going on when it comes to cybersecurity, that it's not just downloading an app and then just kind of praying it takes care of everything. A lot of hard work goes into keeping people safe. Have a great weekend. Thanks so much for your time and your insight, Kevin.
Thanks for having me. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Kev.